So at the first, when Star Trek Discovery started, I'm like, Spore Drive? Right, okay. And then, like I said, their technology was just like TNG sort of levels, or even beyond. And I'm sort of like, this doesn't make sense. Like, it's like, why do you keep doing prequels? We don't care. And it's like, you know, I like the technology.
It's weird you say this, because Mike and I were discussing this, and we were saying, do you know, if you want to have technology that is beyond that appropriate period, just set it later. I mean, it made other than the Spock and Sci-worx reference, what difference did it make time-wise? They had that. They could have had a second Klingon War. I mean, they had that in the freaking. I don't know if either of you guys played Star Trek Online.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
There was a second Klingon War. So why not just set it then if you want to change the law, you know? And I know that it's nitpicky, but we're freaking Star Trek fans. Like, we're gonna be nitpicky. That's Star Trek.
That's what we do. It's like, the thing that annoyed me was, though, it complicates your life as the writer. Because again, like you said, the two things that Star Trek proper Trekkies have got is that we really nitpick over the canon. And we like the story to actually have a flow. We're detail orientated, and we like the ships and the technology. So why do a prequel that just complicates all of that? You can't just do whatever you want in the series. I mean, that's why they did the Kelvin timeline, wasn't it? Because they thought, well, we'll just create this event. We can change time. We can. This is a new universe now, so we can do whatever we want, sort of thing. And that's how they got around it. Discovery didn't do that. They just made their lives harder. So just set it just after TNG ended. You know, just do it then.
Exactly. Well, exactly. I mean, the last we saw was freaking Nemesis, which was wasn't a big Nemesis fan.
I like Nemesis.
Do you like that? You like Nemesis?
Yeah. I like the space battle. I like the scimitar.
I liked. Surprisingly, I liked Insurrection. I thought Insurrection was pretty good. I saw it in the cinema when I was about 7. I loved it. It's got an evil admiral. It's got all of the
theater when I was 7.
Yeah. I went to it at the theater when I was 27. So,
you're not that much more than me, Jamie. Come on.
Insurrection is awful.
It's awesome.
No, it's everything. You're just wrong, Spence. Like when you
it's better than Nemesis.
And now I know why I'm in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kind of ashamed that we've gotten to this point. We haven't mentioned Lower Decks.
Okay, so what's your hot take on Lower Decks?
The thing I love about Lower Decks is that it is a bouquet of Easter eggs. Oh my God. It has got, I mean, you have to watch every episode 4 or 5 times to catch all the damn Easter eggs.
You just, whoever wrote it is just a complete Trekkie who just loved TNG. As well, every time you watch it, you just go, "Oh my God, I know what they're on about. I know the inside joke on that one." So it's like,
I mean, it is. I mean, it's meant for a younger audience, but I mean, it is the scripts are cherry picked for the nerdiest of the nerds.
But Stormy, as you've just very much identified, yes, it's for a younger audience, but at the same time, they've managed to do the Pixar thing, which is where it's aimed for a younger audience, but it also has things that appeal to an older audience. Yeah. And I was going to come to this way later, but I personally feel the Lower Decks for me was more of an authentic Star Trek series than Picard was, or Discovery season 2. Are we allowed to talk spoilers? Are we being spoilery?
Yeah, no. Well, if you haven't watched it, why are you watching it? I'm not gonna
lie. The end of Lower Deck season 1, it blew my mind when the Bajoran security officer got killed and the guy got the thing ripped out of his. I was like that. I felt more emotionally moved by that after a couple of episodes than I did at the end of season 2 of Discovery. Like, I cared so much more about those characters, even though the comedy element was there and it was cartoony. Like, I felt like they established everybody more, and maybe that's through episodic episode. I don't know, but it had so much more of an impact for me.
Yeah,
I don't know about you
it is
guys.
a comedy. It is a kid show, but the thing
Yeah.
is, it works. And like I said, it's the Easter eggs, isn't it? It's the I love the thing where she's getting drunk on the Romulan ale. It's there going. You'd think it'd be green, but actually it's blue, and it's freaking awesome. Like I got a bat left. It's just silly. And it's like we're watching it going. That's the thing for me. It's authentic Star Trek, and you're saying about how Star Trek's lost its identity. Watch Picard, and then watch Lower Decks, which is Star Trek. It's not freaking Picard. The Federation aren't even in Picard, except that he goes to the office once, which looks suspiciously like a bank.
Well, the Federation isn't in Picard, and it raises a lot of questions.
Yeah,
it looks like
those are my main problems with Picard. Other than the fact, the end was terrible. And those starships we see at the end, the Sheng-Yi and all those, are just bad. And apparently it was all thrown in really last minute. Apparently the creators were just like, we've made Picard. We have the Federation on in it. So we maybe put the Federation in it. And it was like a week before post-production was supposed to end. So they threw it together, and you can tell.
The thing I loved about Picard was the stories that had nothing to do with him. It was 9, joining, coming up with the Rangers and all of that. I thought that was a strong storyline. And please, Lord, somebody make a series out of that. That was much more interesting than the whole, I thought. And also, at least Riker's got a ship now. I mean, for God's sake. I mean, that was a little bit more interesting. But the thing I liked the most was
he seems to have stolen a ship. I think he beamed aboard that ship, like the Shenzhi or Shanghai, whatever it's called, which would have had a captain. Yeah. So it was like, bye. And the captain was like, what? Sod off, mate. This is my ship now, and I'm taking the fleet with me. and the fleet that's weirdly exactly the same. So we've got hundreds of ships. Bye. And the captain was like, what? Sod off, mate. This is my ship now, and I'm taking the fleet with me. and the fleet that's weirdly exactly the same. So we've got hundreds of ships.
I've got so much to say about that later, Jay. So much to say.
Well, you see, one of the impulse engines just fell off one of the ships as well.
The other thing I liked about the Discovery was a similar kind of thing. Season 2 of Discovery, my favorite thing was the stories or the background with Pike.